Yeah, good win. Good to lead start to finish, and teams get close, and you have to be able to respond. Every day isn't sunny, and just thought our guys responded. They were able to come out in the second half and really hit us with a punch. They ended up shooting 15 threes there in the first half, and so we changed our pick and roll coverage. Simply because we thought they would probably shoot another 15, and they were way more aggressive to the rim and just kind of playing through us. And we just didn't do a good job of moving our wall and defending without fouling. We picked up a lot of them quick. So to give up 25 free throws, and then there were some possessions, especially in the first half, where our guards just did not run down basketballs and thought our lack of physicality. Getting to the ball and then our lack of physicality in the second half, that stuff comes back and bites you. But we responded. It's good to have Will Berg out there. I thought Dre provided a spark, and when you needed to make shots, KG and Mike did. Yeah, I thought immediately, we leveled up when Dre came into the game. There was some. I thought we were passive and just weren't taking advantage of their pick and roll defense. We kind of worked on it the last 2 days. They're just so far back, and really thought that we weren't physical enough on the ball, and we weren't going. And then I thought Dre was deferring, and he goes in there and a ball gets tipped, and just told him like that they know you're attempting to pass. And so I thought his aggressiveness, which ended up, all but one of his free throws are off of paint touches. He gets fouled off the 3-pointer. But for him to go 8 of 9 from the free throw line, but I thought it was his aggressiveness that kind of put us and gave us a spark. And it opened some things up on the perimeter, because if you're not a scorer as a point guard and you're not going in to score, then people just fan out because they understand that there's predictability there. So other than that first possession, I thought he did a great job of just maintaining paint touches and playing with force. Yeah, absolutely. Like, I mean, again, you need to be able to go to your bench. I mean, what did our bench give us? 40 points tonight, and we brought Will off of it, and didn't know if Will was going to be able to go to today. And a lot of credit goes to Will, and he just really handled his recovery well. Wanted to be out there, and felt bad about not being able to be there the other day, and thought he really pushed himself in order to make sure that he was capable. And I just thought that and if you go back to everything that Dre was able to do, it provided a spark.
Is that like typical for like a junior college point guard to come in and you have to? There's that feeling out process. You feel like he's starting to put it together now, figure out how to play this all.
Yeah, I mean, the old adage is it takes them a semester. Wasn't happy. I thought we left a lot of meat on the bone there at halftime, and one of them was not running down a rebound. That was KG that we needed to make sure that we run down. And then E-Man missed a dunk that was right around the rim, and then Dre fouls at 94 feet. And so there's some things there, right? I mean, no, there's no such thing as a perfect player, but it's their response afterward. Do they immediately understand like what I just did put our team in a bad situation? And I think Dre understands that. If you'd have come in here, I had an 8:30 a.m. meeting this morning, and I hear the ball dribbling, and I get pretty disappointed when I hear the ball dribbling and it's not one of our guys. And so sometimes the women's team is in here, and those young ladies work really hard. And it was Dre, and Dre was getting after it at 8:30 this morning. And I was like, man, we have shoot around at 12:30, and he's out here pushing himself. He loves the game of basketball. His care factor is through the roof, and I think he really absorbs everything that he's being taught. We had some. He didn't have a great practice on Monday. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't great. But I thought, or Sun. Yeah, Monday. I thought Tuesday's practice yesterday was phenomenal. Like the energy, the juice, and he brings it, and he's figuring things out. And again, it usually takes 12, 15 games, and he's figuring things out.
If you look at this game, you view it as like, hey, it's a double digit win at home. We did some things well, or is it like, hey, we had a double digit lead, we let them come back to 4? How much of a, I guess, did you see the growth you wanted out of this group tonight?
Yeah, I mean, that's going to happen, right? I mean, other teams just don't, hey, you got a 12-point lead, you're going to get to keep it. Like they're going to come back, and you're going to have to deal with runs. Other teams, have good players, so other teams are going to go on runs. The question is can you respond? And you know what? Thought we did. I thought KG's shot was big. There was no hesitation off of a weave action. I thought Michael's shot was big. It was actually, I think it's hard sometimes for players to have some fluidity if they're just constantly changing defenses. And we didn't do well against Western Kentucky. I know they trimmed an 11-point lead down to 4 before they switched defenses to the box and one, but they were going 2-3. They were going 1-3-1. Thought we were a little passive on the interior. JV ends up getting a strip. TJ doesn't shoot. But when they're bouncing between defenses and you have a group, you have 12 new guys, there's going to be a little bit of confusion. And so, again, I mean, runs are going to happen. You just have to make sure that you respond. And I thought our guys did.
Speaking toward their response, it seems like the guys are really bought in and they take accountability. Last week after the loss, even tonight after the win, is that nice to see out of your guys? Or they're just all bought in?
Yeah, I'm a big Michael Jackson fan, and he had a song called "Starts with the Man in the Mirror." That's what you have to do, right? You have to look in the mirror. You got to find ways that you can get better. Appreciate the fact that Wofford played so much zone because I thought some actions that I thought would be pretty fluid and seamless just didn't. That they wasn't carried over. So UAB does the same thing. Play 1-3-1, switch to 2-3. So we get to go back and kind of work on that, and it's good because you hate to go into a game like that right before the new year and not be prepared. But I will tell you, we've got a group that, takes accountability. I can tell you Sunday's film session was a lot of guys just owning up to the fact that, we have to be better. And again, I think a lot of it is a credit to there's being a good basketball player is a lifestyle. Like it's just not something you kind of just show up and do. It's something. And I thought our commitment from a film session on Sunday night to how we approached the last 2 days was really good.
There are a few times you call out a play on offense and Walker's bench would repeat it back. Does that do anything for you, like schematically, play calling wise?
No, I'm really impressed if you can know your own plays and memorize ours too. So good. I hope you call it louder because there were a couple of occasions where a couple of our guys didn't know the plays. So I don't care if the other team knows the plays. It doesn't really matter to me. And so if you know your plays and ours, like salute, like props to you, but it does zero to me. In fact, I mean, like we don't hide our plays. Like, I mean, I don't cover my mouth. This isn't football. I mean, we'll show you the hand signals. I'll give you all the plays if you want them. But again, we probably have somewhere in the neighborhood of about 130. And so if you know yours and ours, salute.
Jared Valencia, how close is he to becoming a more consistent rotation contributor?
Just, I mean, again, we needed somebody who could fill in the gaps and be able to step up. And I had individual meetings with a number of these guys on Sunday, and then I doubled up with several of them on Monday. And we need somebody who would step up. And he had 2 phenomenal days of practice. I mean, phenomenal. And his rebounds per minute, they rank where Dre ranks offensively and defensively. And we just showed him. Like at the end, you're required to be way more assertive than what you are. And we need you to be because we need somebody to step up because he had 2 phenomenal days of practice. I was going to play him first. He actually made on Monday, he was 2 for 2 from the 3-point line. So I'm glad he shot that left wing one there in the first half with confidence. But I also thought that he was going after the ball and like not just settling. He had a tendency to coast. His preseason practice was great until he got the growing injury, and we just haven't seen that JV. But he's had a couple of good days of practices, and I'm glad he showed up and asserted himself.
Back and forth for a lot of this one. How to feel the
Yeah, I mean, you have to, right? I mean, that's just, I mean, that's the way success works, right? You lose, you lose, you lose, you lose, you lose, and you have to have the right mental framework. And then guess what happens? You start to win. And just having been a part of teams where it's not always going to go your way, like that. I mean, that's the nature not only of basketball, but that's just, I mean, that's how all our professions work. Is like, man, you've got to get better. You've got to get better. And so there's going to be times other teams have good players. We were really aware. If you go look at Nils and what he did at UCF, and you go look at him versus Tier A teams, we knew he would level up. And then you see what 11 did and his ability to play through. We showed that film on Sunday night. So again, we can clean some things up, specifically in how we defend. I didn't think from a schematic standpoint, there were much issues. They were running some switches out of their pistol action in order to get KG, and we decided not to. We decided to leave those guys on an island, but was really again happy at just how we handled things. We still got a little bit of a the wrong mental approach from our free throw line. I think TJ and KB got some carryover there that they need to go in and keep shooting and being able to fix. But I was, from a defensive standpoint, how we handled all that. The coverage was good. It was just the defending without fouling that wasn't.